Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another GAVRA Racing special event. If you couldn't tell, this is the GAVRA Christmas Cup, and we're in for quite a treat tonight. And joining me in the commentary box, it's my pleasure to have Toby51. How you doing, Toby?
I'm very well, thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's good to be back. So, yeah, it should be a pretty exciting race tonight on ice and snow, which is a little bit of change from the norm, which is great.
Oh, as y'all can't see who it is, but that was Mike HLB who just took a really hard slam into the wall. Joanna, we do see you in the chat. How are you doing? And yeah, I'm going to cover this map information and pop this off of here, and then I'm going to get these links for the video sent out real quick too. But as you can't really tell because it's covered in ice and snow at the moment. Tonight we are at Hockenhiem Short, 2.62 kilometers or 1.63 miles, 14 turns, because snow and ice on Hockenhiem Short is not tough enough. You got to have 14 turns to mix it up. They get a 10-minute qualifying and a 20-minute race. And right after this race, these guys will go back to the lobby and go right back into another race. And if I'm not seeing it wrong, it looks like they may have cut qualifying a little short, Toby.
Yeah, I think it's a short qualifying session today. I only saw 5 minutes on the clock, but I thought they had longer than that, but I must have been wrong. Joe was at the front. Pete's now taken over at the front with Sachito, I think that is just behind him. Or maybe I'm thinking Formula One.
Oh, Joanna says she's sad because she's working and not racing. Oh, Joanna, yeah, you'd probably be... I imagine you'd be really good in these cars right here. It looks like Pete's giving us a little bit of a slideshow there. And I believe, Toby, they turned the damage off just to ensure a lot of fun racing.
As far as I'm aware, and it looks from the way that, because I've been following Chef, and not that it would be easy to keep the car on track at all, but I think they got penalties turned off as well, because he's been going off the track a bit, but keeping his time, which makes sense in the ice and snow, because I should imagine the cars are pretty lively.
Oh, I imagine these things are extremely lively in the snow tonight. As yeah, I'm on Sachito, and he was giving us a nice little slide there. And we got NSX Spike in the chat as well. Evening, how you doing? Oh, Joanna is Joanna saying Pete is actually really fast on the ice.
Yeah, he's currently on pole.
Oh wow! Way to go, Pete. Let's see if I can get off of Sachito in the pit. Well, oh, and we had a slight mix-up, so I'll be running back and forth between my car a lot tonight. Toby, I'll let you give us the rundown.
Wow, ESR just pipped it in the last moment with 1:17.6. Pete, who was on pole before, with 1:17.9 in second. Then Sachito in third, Joe in fourth, Mike in fifth. ESR, sorry.
Oh, I believe that may have been just a quick warm up for practice, real quick. Looks like Sid gave him a quick practice, and we just didn't know it.
Yeah, because this is now qualifying. So ignore everything we were just saying.
Huh. See, and that shows you what happens when you give commentators too much time off, everybody.
So, at least we know that ESR and Pete are extremely fast in the snow and ice. And Sachito didn't appear to be far behind them at all. With Joe, well, it was all pretty even, actually. It's going to be a very tight qualifying session.
Oh, I can't wait to watch these guys sling these cars around. This is just going to be a whole lot of fun just to watch. Oh yeah, Sachito is really having him a lot of fun in that little green car.
It does look like a lot of fun, actually. And on Nürburgring, well, it's not going to be the green hell, it's going to be the white one. But yeah, it's going to be a handful round there.
Oh, that is going to be really tough, but definitely a blast to watch and a lot of fun for these guys. And I guess real quick, I'm currently on Sachedo, so we have him racing tonight. Oh, yeah, these guys are going to give us a great show tonight, Toby. I don't know if you were just watching Sachedo or not, but yeah, he's having him a lot of fun out there.
I wasn't actually. I was on Sig for a second, but Sig's just gone back into the pits.
Yep, I was just fixing to go through and go ahead and introduce all our drivers. Yep, I am currently on Sachedo, and we have Jukebox. Don't expect him to leave the pit. He's not good for much else. Toby's in the pit. We may see him leave the pit, but I don't know. Hopefully he'll stick around in the broadcast box with me, where it's nice and warm.
I think I will be. Yep.
And we have Mike HLB tonight as well. Oh yeah, he's having him a lot of fun. Oh, with a little bit of contact.
I don't know who that was, but
I think we'll see a fair share of that tonight. You could definitely tell that the rear came around just a little too much on him there. We got Guri69. ESR Chef. I believe Chef is the only person that went for the Honda.
It looks like it. Yeah. I see a few Ford Focuses and Minis and Polos out there, but he's the only Civic. Sorry, I was.
And how you doing, Paulo? We'll see you in the chat. Good to have you here watching tonight. Let's see, and where was I? Oh, they changed places on me, Toby. Now I forgot who I have not introduced. I believe Solo we have not seen just yet.
Yeah, I think
as
got
well.
Solo. Yep.
And I know I haven't seen Sig yet. I believe Sig should have him a lot of fun tonight. Let's see what kind of drift show he gives us here. Oh, he's giving us a major drift show. Oh yeah, that's the way you do it right there, Sig.
I don't think we've seen time from him yet. I didn't see his time in practice. That may have just been me. But ESR currently leading the board with 1:16.8, so about a second faster than their times were in practice. NSX in second with a 1:17.4. We're a bit further behind with a 1:18.4. Pete, who did set 1:17 in practice, is yet to set a time. And he has it. And it's 1:18, almost dead.
And NSX Spike is one of them that said hey to us in the chat, and then I turned around and he was one of the drivers that moved up in pole before I got a chance to get down to him. He is also one of our drivers tonight. I believe, Toby, I believe he is new to GAVRA Racing, if I'm not mistaken.
I've seen him in the Discord chats, but I have no idea if he raced last season or what he did racing, if he did.
I don't believe he is, and if he is a new driver, I always like to see new drivers here. It helps keeps things a little bit fresh, and it's always good to see the new competition.
Yep, definitely. And Six just put himself in third. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no. Where are you at, Sig? There you are. Get the camera on Sig again.
I know Joe's got more time than that, but I also know that he likes the strategy of starting from the back, so we may not see him set a time.
Yeah, I was going to say, Joe Black is not a hot lapper. His pace tends to be relatively close to his race pace, and now as we say it, he just moved himself up into 5th.
I was going to say he was on a 1:17 in the practice, so yeah, I know he definitely had more pace than the 1:23 he was on before that.
And I have to say, I am really loving his car choice and livery choice right there. That is a really mean-looking Mini Cooper right there.
Fire and ice. Definitely.
KSSLP, which driver should be your favorite driver tonight? You know, I don't know. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch tonight. Oh, as you can see right there, I believe that is Sig behind Pete. I mean, Sig behind Joe right there.
Yep, I think it is. The Sig's gone for a very wide line. I love the fact that they're squabbling for positions on even on the qualifying laps. And Joe's pitted.
Yeah, Paulo, these cars are a real handful in these conditions, but it does make them a whole lot of fun. And after all, I think that is definitely what this event is all about, is all the drivers just getting to have a lot of fun and do a little bit of sliding around after such a tough season.
Definitely. I mean, I have to admit, I didn't do any testing in the WRX on ice cars or RX on ice cars, and but they do look a lot of fun. I have driven the RX cars before, and I know even on dry track, well, on a dirt track, they're a lot of fun. So I suppose it would be very similar.
And I would imagine most of
grip.
Oh yeah, I was fixing to say, I would imagine most of the drivers have mapped them a handbrake to their controls, and of course about the time I was fixing to say that, Chef busted out in a massive drift, so that pretty much confirmed that.
I've definitely seen ESR and SIG handbraking.
And so we still got 2 minutes left. I'll pop our speedo up there. I'm on Chef since he is currently running the fastest lap. He's really doing a fantastic job in that Honda Civic tonight.
Yes, I mean he's got quite a gap over him from him to second. Well, actually, it's only 2/10. It just looks more from the split, but sorry, from the times. And actually, even Sig is only half a second behind the two of them, or behind ESR, so it's pretty close up the top. And we know that Pete, Sachito, and Joe all have a bit more potential than showing at the moment, so it could be very tight at the top.
I think the whole race could end up being very tight, especially with only 20 minutes. It shouldn't be enough time for them to really get spread out too much. So I think we'll see a lot of door banging and really close action out of these guys tonight. I hope we do.
I think we are too, and door bang could be quite catastrophic from the point of view of how far they're going to go off into the undergrowth.
Oh, and I believe that was Sachito back there making. Let me see if it was. It was Sachito. If y'all saw him in the background there, made a massive drift around that turn, and I think he did manage to recover his car without putting it into the wall. But that was a massive drift. All these guys clearly enjoying these cars. Toby, I just keep watching these guys, and I'm almost speechless at some of the driving I'm seeing here with these guys so far. I can't wait till the race.
It's pretty impressive. I think the race is going to be extremely interesting. We've seen them going side by side, sideways, even in the qualifying. So if that's any indication of what the race is going to be like, it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. And they have got down to the last 1 minute.
Sig is now extremely close to the back of NSX. Chef has actually pulled himself a bit more of a gap. I think he increased his lead by about 2 seconds. 2/10 of a second.
And see, I'm on Pete at the moment.
I am too. Just
see, and I'm fixing to go check in on Solo. I haven't paid him too much attention. You know me, I like to get around to all the drivers, pay them all some attention.
It's always nice to see yourself on the screen, apart from when you make mistakes.
Yeah.
That you'd rather be kept to yourself.
Yep. That's usually when we're like, oh crap, I hope he didn't have the camera on me when I did that.
I have to admit, I tend to put that out of my mind, but yeah, there's a little glimmer in the back.
Yep. I believe that is it for qualifying, Toby.
Yeah, it is indeed. And on pole with an impressive 116.6, we got ESR Chef. NSX in second with 117. Sig in third with a 117. A couple of thousand splitting them. Sachito in fourth. Guri in fifth. Pete in sixth. Mike in seventh. Joe in eighth. And Solisalita in ninth. I recognise Solisalita from Formula One, I'm pretty sure, as Sachito, I think.
Yep, and I believe he also did, I believe it may have been the GTEs last season. I've seen him in several of the seasons. He's actually, all the guys here tonight are really good. The only new one is the NSX Spike, and from his time, it looks like he's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I told y'all, I was going to be doing a lot of getting in and out of my car. Why, I don't know. It's nice and warm in the commentator's box, but I insist on running back down to a cold car all the time. Well, alright, so we've got a minute and a half while we wait for these guys to sink in and the lights to go off.
So coming after this one, we've got two laps of Nürburgring, which is going to be really great. This is a bit of a short sprint, and then following that, we got the treacheries of Nürburgring.
Yeah, that's going to be really good to watch, because Nürburgring or Nordschleife isn't tough enough without snow and ice. Oh, and they synced in a little bit early. And the lights are off, and so are they. Yes, Chef is maintaining the lead with NSX right behind him in second. Sachito in third. Sig has fallen down to fifth. Guri has made his way up into fourth. Oh, and they are changing again. Sig has now made his way up into fourth. Guri back down to fifth. Mike HLB in sixth. Pete holding on to seventh. Solo in 8th, and Joe is in 9th, and believe me, y'all, you better watch out for Joe, because see, already he's made his way up into 6th.
Yeah, he was definitely showing pace in practice, so I think he's going to be very fast. ESR got a really good start, but NSX is already through.
I just noticed that. Wow, I did not manage to see him make the pass there, but he is really on it to get by Chef. Chef is very quickly becoming one of our resident aliens.
Oh, Chef is very off deep.
He got on it just a little too hard there, I think.
I think you're right. He doesn't have any damage. Obviously, damage is turned off, which is great news. I wasn't on him, so I didn't even see whether he hit the wall or not. But yeah, regardless. Joe has moved his way up into 4th.
I'm going to put my camera on Joe.
Sachito in 3rd. There's a lot of movement back in 5th, 6th, and 7th. Sig is dropped back in 7th. Pete is right on the back of him.
Hey, Napula, how you doing, man?
Down the inside.
Oh, Joe now made his way up into 3rd. Come on, Joe. I think Joe is who I'm rooting for on this race, I believe.
Yeah, we've got Joe, Pete, and Mike from the Radicals. And of course, ESR, who was in a couple of them towards the end of the season.
I'm just sitting here in astonishment at all the pressure Joe Black has got on ESR Chef at the moment. I mean, he is really putting it on him. It looks like Chef is throwing everything he can. Yep,
Chef's
and
just
there is
very wide and
Joe in
through.
2nd. Nice. Oh, these guys are not disappointing us at all tonight, Toby.
No. Oh, Joe just went very deep, but he's going to have the swing round, so it's not going to cost him too much time.
And I'm going to real quick go up here and check in on our leader. He's now 3 seconds ahead of Joe, but Joe is, I'm looking at Joe's time. Joe is steady whittling him down just a little bit and getting closer. I'll tell you what though, Toby, NSX has really got some pace in this car tonight.
Yeah, he does. Mind you, Joe's lap times are pretty good too, I have to say.
Yeah, Napoli, it should, the new F1 should start up pretty soon. And I'm really embarrassed to say that I don't know if you've been in doing any of the special events or not, especially considering I'm the one that's been covering.
Oh, Sig just gone into the wall.
But if you're not, you should definitely sign up for some of them. See, Joanna says they're being a little too eager. Oh, yeah, they're giving a little bit more than the car can handle, which it's got to be really easy to do on this ice. But,
Yeah.
Joanna, check out Joe, though, up there in second place. I mean, you got to admit, that's pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, Toby, I'm going to move my camera back down here to the back of the field.
It's definitely where the action is. That's where I am at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to... Sig's in the middle, so I'm going to put my camera on Sig.
Oh, it's cheater just spun out.
Oh. Which, yeah, definitely split him up just a little bit.
Cheater's been driving extremely aggressively, and yeah, at least the chaos seems to be over for a second.
Oh, I don't think we've got to the chaos track just yet.
No, you're right.
They'll have time to. I was gonna say they'll have time on Nordschleife to really get the cars up to top speed.
They will, yeah. I have a feeling it's not going to be as close racing as this one is. On the Nordschleife, I think they're going to get a bit of a gap between each other. That's just a guess. I might well be wrong on that one, considering how close they are at the moment.
Yeah, Joanna agrees with how good Joe's doing. I'm not going to say what she said about Pete. Pete, when you see the video, you'll just have to go back in the messages on the chat and look for yourself. Yeah, Napula, I feel you on that. The special events aren't for everybody. Some people like having going for the long haul. Personally, I like the special events because, like me and Toby were talking about earlier, you can just get out there and you can have a lot of fun. And come the next week, if something comes up or you just don't feel like it, you're not committed to a whole season.
Yeah, it's quite nice to have a break at times, and but I've been really enjoying the special events, I have to admit, in the Formula One.
Yeah, and as we're sitting here, we've got two teammates, or I don't know if they meant to actually be teammates and have the matching liveries or not, but Sig and Pete really going at it here. Sig is trying his damnedest to get by Pete, but just can't quite squeeze by him. But these two both sideways going around through the turns. It's actually a beautiful sight to watch.
I think they're just randomly in the same livery, actually, or very similar liveries. But yeah, I have been watching those two.
Oh, Sig giving us a beautiful drift slide right there. They're getting close to halfway. Wow, NSX now with a 5.5 second lead over Joe.
Yeah, Joe's doing very well to hang on. Very similar lap times, but NSX is just very fast.
Oh,
and Sig's got through on Pete.
Yep.
Oh, and they're side by side again.
And I'm not sure if that's a lapped car in front of them or not. I'm thinking.
No, I think that's Nordschleife. It is. Yep.
Oh, yeah, it is. For some reason, it is coming up on Sig's marker with the triangle. I was going to say it isn't coming up on Sig's triangle marker that is closing in, but... See, how long will it take Sig to make it by Solo Solita before Pete catches up? Oh, and Solo and Pete both ran a little bit wide, and Sig made it on through.
Yep. and 6 lap times are on par with lead 2. So I think ESR tyres have dropped off quite a bit. But then he could have just had a bit of a rough lap, which looking at the carnage on track sometimes, that's hardly a surprise.
No, if it had been me in any of these cars, I would probably still be, let's see, where are they at, on lap 7? I would probably still be on lap 2.
I have to admit, I love a loose car, so it's I do like drifting, I have to admit. So this looks like a lot of fun to me.
I'm trying to learn. There's definitely an art form to it. And Sig still in 5th. I'm going to go back up here to the top and run back through everybody real quick. NSX is in 1st.
ESR is coming on. Oh, sorry, go. No, it's right. They're not as close as I thought. Yep, sorry.
I was just going to say Joe's in 2nd. But even Joe now under immediate pressure from Guri69, who is going to try to get by him here in just a second if he can manage to do it. Joe doing a great job of making that little bitty car very wide, though. He's going to make it real tough. Oh, Joe goes wide.
A bit deep, but he's still got the pace out of the corner.
Yeah, these cars really are great for exactly that right there. You can go a little bit deep, put the power down, and just literally power out of it.
Yeah, but then again, I think having watched some of the other drivers, that wide line doesn't cost you any time at all. It's just, I suppose you can get a bit earlier on the power.
Yeah, it seemed like it. Yeah, Guri69 is trying his damnedest to try to get by Joe, but...
Oh, and he looks like he's going out the inside, because that corner definitely does make a difference.
Yeah, that one seems a lot of people have made some really good, nice passes right there. Oh, but here comes Joe right up behind him. Oh, both of them. Wow, just watching these two right now has just got me in amazement.
They are keeping their cars very sideways. And Sig has made his way back up into 5th, with Pete just behind him, or not far behind him.
Joe's fixing to try to go for it.
I think Joe's made his way down the inside.
Yep, he did. Very nicely, too. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's showing some really, really good pace tonight.
I think Joe's like you. I think Joe likes a little bit of a happy car. And it looks like it. He looks like he really handles a happy car very well. Me, on the other hand, I'm not so great with a happy car. I like mine a little bit more depressed and tame.
Just drive your race car very slowly around a track for about half an hour, bore it to death, and then take it for a race.
And then take it for a race, exactly. Yeah, you know. You got to get it calmed down, and so it's not too excited going around the track. You know.
Exactly. True. But ESR is really close on the back of Guru now.
That's what I was just looking at. Oh, nice.
I think, isn't it? Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Guru went a little bit too wide. I believe it's that one of those corners where it does hurt you to go a little wide.
And ESR had a little bit of a half spin there, which has allowed Guru back through, and Sig is now right in the back of ESR.
Yeah, it seems like I was watching Chef's car right there, and I noticed what happened to his car there as compared to some of the other slides with some of the other cars. It looked like when he got in that turn, his car actually got bogged down, whereas it seems a lot of the or stopping it from bogging down and keeping that speed up through the corner seems to be key to coming around.
He's almost got a little bit too much grip.
He may have. That's usually one of my issues with when I try to drive these cars on the ice, though, is once I do get it sideways, when I go to make the recovery, I think what I do is I just give it too much input, and I literally just bog the car down instead of
6 through on the
maintaining that
inside
speed.
of Chef.
Oh, and so Sig will be putting the pressure on Guri here very shortly then. So, yeah, I'm going to go back up to the top again, and maybe Joe and Guri and Sig won't get me distracted this time. So we've got NSX in first, Joe Black in second, Guri 69 right behind him in third, Sig really getting close in fourth, but he has ESR in fifth right behind him, Pete in sixth, Solo is seventh, Sachedo is eighth, and Mike HLB is in ninth. And they only have 6 minutes left now.
I do like these sprint race setups. It just, you know, they're not getting tired at all, and they're just putting everything they've got into the car 100% of the time.
Yeah, and yeah, I think Joanna's saying something about being able to potentially spot some of the guys that are driving on controls by the amount of front wheel input that they're getting going through the turns, which I guess would make sense for me with a controller. All I can do, I go from 0 to full steering lock. I have no in between. So I guess a car like this actually would be a little bit easier with a controller.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I think it would be pretty tricky on a controller, but yeah, I have to say I have played Project Cars 2 on the controller, and it is doable. I only used to play Project Cars 1 on the controller, and Sig. Oh, somehow Joe's dropped back into fourth. Sig is through into third, and Guri is in second with Sig right behind him, and Joe right behind him, and ESR bring up the rear of this group. This is definitely turned into the hot group.
Yeah, it really is. And yep, Mad Barber, how you doing, man? Good to see you in the chat, and hopefully you're enjoying the show tonight. These guys are really going for it with these RX cars on the ice. And as Toby was saying a little while ago, after this race, these guys will be heading over to Nordschleife for about 2 laps on it in the ice, which I don't know. After the show they're putting on here, I can't imagine what they're going to do there.
Sig's going around the outside of Guri. Sorry to interrupt, but in fact he hasn't made it. Guri's managed to keep it down the inside, and Joe's really under threat now from ESR.
Oh, and I know Joe got a little bit of a speed accelerator right there. We'll just call that a little push.
Six made it down the inside. Has he avoided the wall? He has. Yep. And Joe's right back in the mix now as well. So I think he's a bit grateful for that extra acceleration that you were hinting at a second ago.
Yeah, it did. It looked like it actually helped him out a lot.
And who's that? Oh no, that's Guri. Guri's managed to get himself back past Sig.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see these guys right here together till the end.
I think ESR's dropped off the back of Joe a little bit, but only 2 seconds, which, judging by the way that they're holding each other up every now and again, should not take long to catch up. Oh, Sig's going around the outside. I'm not sure he's going to make that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have to agree, Joanna. I think the controller would be easier, but I think with the wheel, yeah, definitely a lot more fun and more immersive with the wheel. Oh, these guys still, Sig, Joe, and ESR are not letting up off each other.
Sig almost went into Guri then and had to break out of it. And what's happened to him? He's okay. Joe almost made it through, but didn't quite.
Yeah, Looked like Sig got sideways right there, and his car kind of bogged down on him a little bit, and Joe didn't have anywhere to go but to give him a little smack on the side. Just a little friendly door banging, just a nice little hello. How you doing?
I think that's the reason they got damage off, so I don't think there's going to be any hard feelings there, although, wow, Joe did push Sig out very wide there. But he's through.
Yeah, but now I think we're going to see Sig is going to really go for a big move here back on top of Joe.
I think down the inside.
Yep.
And that's brought ESR back into the play as well, who's got extra speed off the corner going down the inside of Joe. Oh, wow.
Oh, all three cars going sideways through the turn.
Nearly.
These guys are really impressive with these cars tonight. Wow. Yeah, I knew Joe liked him a happy car, but man, he is stomping it. And yes, that's right. Everybody listening, I really let my accent flare there.
I didn't think that's too loud of it, but I'm just speechless by what's going to happen next. And Joe's gone, he hasn't got deep enough to allow ESR through, I don't think, but ESR seems to be struggling better in acceleration. He seems to be a bit faster through the corners, but acceleration out he's struggling with a bit by the looks of it.
Well, they've got 16 seconds left. I'm going to real quick switch up here for just a second to our leader. So I don't think he's going to get to the track just yet, across the line just yet. No, he's still got just a minute, but he should be on the last lap. He's definitely, NSX is definitely going to be our leader or our winner tonight for the Hockenhiem short.
Sig's trying to make his way back onto the back of Guri, and in fact he's knocked him. I don't know what happened there, but Guri's gone wide and Sig is through.
Yeah, I got the camera there right as that was happening, so I'm not too sure what exactly happened there myself. It may have been just both cars in a good slide and a little bit of a nudge. Let's see, let's go back here to ESR. I believe ESR is still within 1 second of Joe.
Yeah, he's been piling the pressure on for a couple of laps now.
How you doing, Fana? Yep, Happy New Year's to you as well. Yeah, Joanna.
Happy New Year, Fanta, and everybody.
Yeah, and Joanna says Pete Bibb is slowly catching up, but not quite. Oh.
That's race over.
Oh, yep, I was fixing to say, I believe that is Joe having fun, and that is the race over. Well, if you want to give us our rundown, Toby?
Will do, yeah. So in first was NSX with quite a decent lead, and Sig in second. Joe in third makes up the podium. Great drive from Joe. ESR in fourth. Pete in fifth. Solis-Lita in sixth. Sachito in seventh. Guri in eighth. And Michael in ninth. Yeah, a great race from all there.
Yeah, it definitely was, and so we don't go back to the lobby there. Me and Toby are going to sit here and do shameless ads for GAVRA Racing and let y'all watch the snow. But man, Toby, that was an incredible race right there, I have to say.
It really was.
I'm very excited to see what these guys are going to do on the Nordschleife.
That's going to be a real challenge in these cars. Just a variety of the track that Nordschleife, that Nürburgring is, and yeah, it's going to be great to see them handle the cars on that. I couldn't believe quite how tight that racing was.
Yeah, Fana, ESR is your man, Chef. Yep, and yeah, Mad Barber says the ring. That's all he had to say. Of course, when you're talking about it, you don't need to say anything else but the ring. Oh yeah, no, it's
It's
going to be a blast, especially to watch these guys. I can't wait.
yeah. No, it's going to be good.
Yeah, and yep, while we're sitting here, and I said we were going to do shameless ads, y'all make sure you go to the website, gavraracing.ultravista.org. The address is on the video, as well as the links are in the description below. And I believe there's also a link to the GAVRA Racing Discord channel. If there isn't, there is one on the website. And there is tons of information on the website, along with a link to the Patreon site, because we are a community-driven community. So if you want to help out and help us out with what we do, please feel free. Yeah, if you're new to racing, there's the GAVRA Racing Academy. I believe there's going to be a F1 Academy starting up. And Toby, did I see on the Discord channel that registration for next season in Project Cars will open up in about 2 weeks or so?
I did see something along those lines. Yeah, I think at the beginning of February is. Well, actually, no, that'll make it just before the beginning of February. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to next season. The car selections are absolutely fantastic, and the Ginetta Cup is a really good idea too. So it should be a really good season, as was last. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm very excited about the Ginetta Evolution. That's going to be great. A different Ginetta car for each leg of the season. So, yeah, 4 legs, 4 different cars. That's going to be a lot of fun to either watch or drive in. Both ways, that's going to be a blast.
Yeah, and yeah, so actually, if you haven't joined yet, GAVRA is a great community, very friendly and supportive, and competitive at the same time. So follow the links. Jukebox is giving you a second go, and join in. It's definitely worthwhile.
Oh, it definitely is. And our man Sig, that y'all have watched in the last race, built and maintains the GAVRA Racing Discord channel, and he does a fantastic job of all of it. And he also does keeps up with the standings and stats for Project Cars 2 races, which you can, if you're on the Discord channel, you can find in the results and standings. And it looks like, yep, these guys are already starting to go back in. I think Toby will hang out with this screen just a little bit longer. We'll wait till they actually get in there. I don't know, Mad Barber. I want to say, don't hold me to it. I want to say it's not for, I guess, well, I don't know. That's kind of an odd question. Toby, Mad Barber wants to know if the Discord is for racers only. How you doing, Natty G?
I think it's for anybody looking to take part in the GAVRA leagues, be that racing or commentating. So if you're interested in commentating, but yeah, I think it's for the community rather than for a general discussion as such. As far as I'm aware, I'm not sure on that one, but I think that's what you were trying to get at a second ago. Am I right? Or?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a kind of a, when you classify it as racers, it does make it a little bit more difficult of a question to answer. Like you'll get on there and find people to play other games with, but primarily we are a racing community.
Yeah, but yeah, you definitely meet some good people through it. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and there we go. Now we're back. Yep, looks like we're getting a little bit of a car glitch going on here with somebody.
Yeah, I was having that in the last race. I think it's just a glitch because it definitely cleared up after the start.
And they get.
It looks like it's 3 laps. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just fixing to say that we will get no qualifying, and these guys are going to go straight into the race because these races are, or this track is so long. And it looks like I placed my graphics just a little bit too low, y'all. Sorry about that. There we go. That's a little better. And let's see, actually.
So on the random grid, we got Michael in first, NSX in second, ESR in third, Sachito in fourth, Pete in fifth, Joe in eighth, Solislita in ninth, Guri in 10th, and Sig in 11th.
Yeah, this is gonna be a massive start for these guys going down the first half of this track. I can't wait. Oh no, Matt Barber, you don't need a rig, man. We've got several guys that race with controllers. Kev Snell is one of our fastest newcomers, and I believe Kev is on a controller.
He does.
Yeah.
Yep, he is. Yeah, and we just synced in by the looks of it.
Yep.
But yeah, he is.
Oh yeah, Bowie, you should have registered for this, but they're still coming up more.
Yeah, and they're off. And Michael's kept his lead.
Oh, NSX has made himself right up into second, though, putting Chef down into third. Oh, as Chef gets a little bit too wide right there and really spins it around. Sachedo a little wide. Joe moving up into third.
He has, yep.
Way to go, Joe.
Oh, and that was, I'm not sure if that was Mike in the wall there. Joe made it through by the likes of it, or has he? Yeah, he has.
Yep. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking we may see a lot of on this track. Toby was definitely a lot of people putting them into the walls. This is, like you said, this is such a difficult track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really is.
Wow, NSX has made his way back up into first again. Joe in second, but it looks like all Joe has to do is just maintain, and he could end up with a very solid second out of this race.
I reckon so, with the pace he showed in the previous race.
Yep. And I'm going to switch back here to where the action is with Pete, Guri, and Sig.
I'm joining you. Yep, Sig's looking around, and he's made it round the outside of Pete. Oh, that's Cheeto and I'm not sure the Guri have, although they both made it all right.
And oh yeah, Joanna, I agree. These drivers are going to have some really sore arms after this race right here, man. Especially after hitting those walls.
Oh, Sig's just gone a little bit squiggly, and Pete caught up with him, and is going around the outside. Yeah, he's made it through.
Central Time Gamers. No, I am Jukebox, and the other commentator is Toby, but I believe we will have Crazy joining us again soon.
I'm just carrying on watching the battle between Sig and Pete. Sig's trying everywhere to look past.
And I hate to leave these guys, but I've got to go up here because Joe is now caught up to NSX. And it looks like Joe... Oh, yeah, Joe has got a 6-second lead over Mike HLB. And Joe is really having him a great time in these cars.
Wow, yeah, he's really... I mean, that was impressive driving just there. Two of them side by side in a formation. Oh, and NSX went into the wall. But Joe had to slow down, but he's through.
Yep.
And can he keep it straight? Yeah, he has. Wow. I wasn't sure whether that car was going to do a full 360 there for a second.
I have a feeling he didn't either.
No, I think you're right.
Oh, yeah, Joe getting a little... to quote Joanna from earlier, now Joe's driving a little too much with his throttle. It looked like not quite enough with his head at that moment.
Yeah, but with NSX that close behind,
Yeah.
I don't really blame him, to be honest.
Oh, no, not at all. And we know Joe can pull it off, too. And he is definitely putting up one hell of a fight to maintain that first position.
He just went a bit wide there, which allowed NSX back through. Just looking further back, Pete is now in third. So I think something happened in the mid-pack. Sig's back in sixth. Geary's back in 4th, and Solid Sleater has made his way up into 5th.
Yeah, it looks like... Well, Joe's still only 7/10 behind NSX, but I really want to go back here and check on Solo, Solita, and Sachedo and Sig, because I know they're battling it out pretty hard back there in the back. NSX is just doing everything he can to stay in front of Joe right now, man. Oh, this is awesome racing.
At the moment. Yeah, and Joe's going for a deep dive around the outside. I just don't think he had quite the grip to break into that corner.
Yeah, Bessau says it's hard to imagine this championship with damage. I was actually, Bessau, I was just looking at it and thinking, this is why they turn the damage off for these races.
I think by this point, I don't think we'd be having a race. I think we'd just be looking at carcasses of cars lying around in another ring.
I think we'd have 1 or 2 out there, but it literally would be let everybody else drive fast, wreck their car, drive 20 miles an hour around the ring, and win.
Yeah.
Oh, is NSX giving us a monster slide? Wow, I've got to go back here and check on the back of the pack, Toby, but I don't want to leave Joe and NSX in this battle.
This is definitely where they... Oh, no, mind you, having said that, Geary's just got himself past Pete. It was a pretty impressive move there.
Oh. Yeah, Joe has fallen. He just got down to 1.5 seconds behind NSX, so we'll take advantage of that opportunity to move back here.
Yeah, Geary and Pete seem to be having a bit of a battle at the moment. Sig's got himself a bit of a gap to Solid Sleater and is quickly, well, relatively quickly catching the group in front of him.
And I'm sitting here looking at Pete. Pete's really not letting Guri 69 go at all. Oh, looks like he may be getting a little bit of space there. Oh, and yeah, Sig's starting to close the gap on him, though.
I think he'll be back on them in a little bit. Pete's just gone very deep into that corner. I think that's going to put him back into Sig and a bit away from Guri. Oh, Sig's not there. Oh no, he's still a bit further back.
Yeah, this is definitely now they're getting on down into this track where it is definitely a whole different monster from the Hockenhiem. Toby, now they're actually... Let me see. Let me get us actual speedo
it is.
up here.
Joe is right back on the tail of. Oh, in fact, no, he's not quite gone down the inside, but tried. They're doing about 110 miles an hour on the straights.
That's what I was just looking at.
Yeah, about 60 miles an hour around the corner, I'd have said. Well, between 50 and 60. And Joe's back through into first.
What? Joe is back into first again? Holy... Yep. Man, Joe is just all over it tonight.
And he's actually creating a bit of a gap between himself and NSX.
That's what I was just noticing. Oh,
although
now they're
NSX
on the straight.
Now. Yep.
All right, so we won't see a position change till they get down to the end of this straight. So
no, Joe does seem to have a bit of overspeed there. So
yeah. Wow, Joe's actually up to 170 miles per hour there. I think Joe tuned his car just a little bit for this track. I don't think these cars usually run 170.
NSX was doing 172, so I think they are.
Man.
In fact, he's doing about 172 was his cap.
Oh, and here it is, the hard braking.
Yeah, but not quite hard enough, I don't think, although he actually survived it and is still in first, although that's allowed NSX right back onto the back of him. And those two cars aren't actually there. If they were, no, they weren't in your screen, that's good.
Actually, they were. I believe that is, I believe that's the commentators just hanging out in the middle of the racetrack for no reason.
Yeah.
Somebody ought to have a talk with those guys. It's not a safe place to be right now.
I hope they're ghosted.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that myself. I was just like, man, I really hope when they came around those corners, those cars were ghosted and it didn't look like just two cars sitting there. Oh, as NSX has spun it. Giving Joe
That
now
really has
almost
allowed
up to
Joe
a
gap.
yeah, Joe's up to almost 2 seconds now. And I'm gonna take that time. I gotta go back here check on Sig, cause he's right there on the back of Pete now.
Yep. Less than half a second in it. Oh, and Pete just spun, which allowed Sig through.
Oh, looked like Pete was having a little trouble gathering his car back up in the background there. It's once you get these things moving, they actually have a little bit of grip on the ice, but you got to get it moving first. It's that coming from zero that is really tough.
They've got such torque.
Wow, Sig, that was a really nice jump up through there. I think he was coming down through that straight at about 140 miles per hour, and it got a nice little bit of air coming over the hill.
Yeah, I do remember. I do know that straight quite well. You can definitely get some air up there if you're going top speed.
And let's see, Sig is not too close to anybody. Someone give us just a quick recap of where everybody is real fast. We've got Joe with a great first place at the moment. I hope he keeps it up. I think they're about halfway through this lap now, Toby. So he's got a good shot. NSX in second. Guri69 in third. Sig is in fourth, but trying to close the gap. Pete's in fifth. Solo in sixth. Chef really having a harder time on this track than he did on Hockenhiem in seventh. Nope. Now he's in eighth because Sacheto's made it by.
Spun again.
Oh no!
He's right on the back of Joe, and and that has allowed Guri back through in second.
Yep, and Mike HLB is in ninth, but he's closing up really fast on ESR and Sacheto. Yeah, I got to get back up here to Joe. I got to see this. Oh yeah,
well,
Joe's
got a bit of a gap now because NSX has fallen behind Guri.
What was it? He now has right at a 3-second lead over Guri. Oh, and Guri has about a 1.5 second lead over NSX now. If NSX is not careful, he's going to have Sig right on top of him.
I think he will do pretty soon.
And well, I guess I'm going to go back down here to ESR and Mike HLB. They're the two closest drivers at the moment.
ESR is on the back of Sachito by the looks of it.
Yeah, he really is. He's wanting that position. I have to say that Honda Civic is surprisingly very fast.
I think all of the RX cars are very similar paced. I think the difference is in the corner and accelerations. I'm not sure on that one, but yeah.
I have to agree with you. I think it's one of the classes that they actually did a really nice job of balancing.
Yeah, definitely. Excuse me. But Guri is actually catching Joe a little bit. What you were saying earlier, I think they're actually doing 3 laps. When I saw in the lobby, as far as I saw, they had 3 laps. So we got another lap after this, I believe. I might be wrong in that one.
I think that should be about right. It's one of those tracks where they were wanting to have about a 20-minute race, but Joe's last lap was actually, that's really impressive for this being on the ice. Joe's last lap was at 8:20.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 laps will put them at 16 minutes. So yeah, I think I guess we will see 3 laps out of these guys as
ESR is right on the back of the Chef, Sachito.
And they're now side by side going through the turns. Oh, Chef.
I think Chef might be through using all the barriers.
He's through, but he's still using his car like a rocket. He's playing a little bit of pinball there, but he did manage to get on through it.
I have a feeling that Sachito's been holding him up for quite a while. He's been desperate to get through. Oh no, he spun it.
Oh yeah, it looks like when he was in that drift, it looks like his rear caught the tire wall.
It did, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that was a tough break.
Sig is now right in the back of NSX.
Yep, and I just moved my camera up there because, yeah, I saw it about the same time you did and definitely had to check
And
this
he's
out.
through.
Oh, yeah, Sig
That
made
was
a
an
nice
incredible
pass.
move. And Guri is right in the back of Joe.
Oh, no, I wonder what happened there for Guri to catch up with Joe. Because Joe did have, what was it, a 3-second lead?
He did, yeah.
NSX is getting on the power just a little too much there. It almost looks like he's trying a little too hard to catch Sig.
I think you might be right, yeah.
Which I can't say I haven't done that 1.5 million times, get caught up in the moment and just drive harder than I know what my car can take.
Yeah. Yeah. But Joe is doing good job of keeping Guri behind.
Oh, it was that. Oh no,
Oh
Joe
no, Joe spun it.
Yeah, Joe spun it. Oh,
did he
Joe.
spin or was there contact?
No, I think it was a spin. I think it looked like his rear came around. I don't think they were. My camera was pretty far back from him, but I don't think there was any contact.
No, I didn't think there was contact, but I wasn't entirely sure because it seemed very close. But Joe's now back behind NSX and Sig, although very close to NSX.
Oh, and sorry, y'all, my camera guy was hiding behind a sign there. Yes, and now Guri's in the lead with Sig in second. Well, 4 seconds. Knowing Sig's always had hella pace in any car he drives, though, so Sig still has, I think, a really good chance of catching up.
Yeah, he's got just over a lap to do it, so there's good potential. And hopefully Joe can get himself back in too.
Yeah. And yeah, NSX in third, but yeah, Joe is right there within the 1 second mark behind NSX.
He's definitely got a faster car along the straights because he is closing that gap.
And yeah, Bessel says it's almost impossible to go side by side in WRX cars, add ice and snow. Yeah, pretty hard. Yeah, definitely very, very hard. As I believe, who was that? Was that Sig giving us that monster slide there? I believe it was.
I think it was, yeah. And I thought Joe might have been looking, but he wasn't.
I thought he was too. I thought he was fixing to go for the move. Oh no! Apparently they can see our cars there. It looked like Joe just had to dodge us.
Yeah. Of course, there's no pits, is there? Are there?
Yeah, no. It was something that Sig pointed out to me, but shortly before the race, he said we're not doing qualifying on Nordschleife because there's no pit.
Well, surely, if we retired, then our car shouldn't still be there. But I don't know. They did appear to be. I do agree.
Yeah, it does appear that they are there, but I could have swore they drove right through us last time.
Maybe they're just erring on the side of caution, which is also sensible.
Yeah. Which definitely, you come around that corner. Of course, I'm sure it's half reaction too. You come around that turn, bam! There's 2 cars sitting there.
Exactly. Yeah. Sig is actually closing that gap to Guri. He's knocked it by about 1.6 seconds in that last sector. Although, he held that. Good.
Yeah, and Joe has managed to get back by NSX. These two are really hammering it out through this race.
They have been virtually the entire way.
They really have, just trading places. So now if Joe can if Joe can hang on to it, but Joanna's picking on him on the chat, you know, picking on him about cutting corners as he usually does. Of course, I imagine on this track it's got to be really hard in these conditions not to cut any corners.
I think I see virtually everybody corner cutting, I have to say. Yeah. But Sig has actually dropped back now, and Joe seems to be closing the gap to Sig. So could be the other way around.
And let me see. I'm going to go up here to the race leader at the moment, Guri 69. Which, I believe he's about 1/3 of the way through the lap. I believe that's about that mark, about where that turn is.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah, they're about third. Yeah. And Sig is again catching up with Guri, and not losing Joe actually, and Joe's not losing NSX, which is hardly a surprise.
Oh, Bowie, that's just mean. Bowie says it's not corner cutting, it's Joe blacking the corner.
Oh, NSX just spun. That's it's given Joe a bit of a breather.
Good. Well, even as it stands, Joe is going to end up with a podium finish here in third, I believe. All he has to do is just not mess up and let NSX back by, which I don't think will happen as long as Joe doesn't spin it again. But I'd like to see Joe go on up there, back up into second or first again.
Yeah, that would be good. It's not impossible either, because Sig is definitely catching Guri.
That's what I was just fixing to say that, Toby.
Yeah, if they collect each other, then that could give Joe the chance he needs. And just looking at the start-finish bit, actually, there is a yellow flag there, so I have a feeling our cars may really be there.
Well, we got to make sure we can keep the drivers on their toes. Because Nordschleife and ICE and WRX just isn't tough enough. We decided we'd park 2 cars in the middle of the racetrack.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, in fact, all over the racetrack. I think we give them a slither on the outside.
Yeah, our cars really do take up the whole track right there. I'd almost like to be in one of the cockpits when they come around through there to see exactly what they see, but I have a feeling it's what I think it is. It's come around the corner and there's 2 cars parked in the racetrack.
And Sig is now really on the back of Guri. He was less than a second, although it's dropped back a little bit. He's catching at the rate of knots. About halfway around the track now, so got a little while to do it. Although I don't think anybody's going to really overtake on the straight with matching speed, which gives him about a third of the track to do it, I think. I don't think Joe's going to have the pace to catch.
Yeah, NSX is now caught up to Joe again too, though. So yeah, NSX definitely very fast, but he's having a hard time of not overdriving his car on this track.
Sure, it's very easily done. I mean, we know how much of an alien Sig is, and even he's hitting the barriers. So, yeah, these cars are pretty impossible to control around this track.
Yeah, as we've got NSX looking to try to get around Joe, but if he's new to the community, he just does not know.
Sig is right in the back of Guri. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, let's check that out real quick. Yeah, so we've got a battle for first and second and third and fourth going on.
And he's gone down the inside. Yep. Guri's not giving up.
No, he's really not. Sig has made the pass, though. But now all the pressure's on Sig.
It is, and Guri's not letting off that pressure. Oh, he held it. Joe and NSX are swapping positions back and forth.
Yep, and yeah, there we go. They're side by side. A little bit of door rubbing there.
Nice driving from the both of them there.
Yeah, the fact that didn't end up in total carnage for both of them, it was really good.
Oh! And it's just...
He got a little bit wide, yeah. I don't think that was intentional contact at all.
It wasn't.
Joe keeping the pressure up, though. Come on, Joe. See, I'm trying to figure about how far they are. What do you think? Halfway to 3/4 through the track?
Oh yeah, they're easily 3/4. They're just about to come onto the final straight now. In fact, Sig is on the final straight.
Oh, and here these guys go. They're going to go side by side again. I don't know. My camera guy was hiding behind a sign again. Oh, and now Joe's back in front. Come on, Joe. Hold on to that podium position.
As long as he got good drive off that final corner, we know he's got a slight advantage on the top speed.
Yeah, it's just going to be coming into that braking zone at the end of the straight. Yep, that Sig is coming into right now. Oh, wow, something happened. Must have really happened to Guri, because Sig is now almost 10 seconds in front of Guri. And Sig should be coming around the turn for the win. I have to say, that was some great driving from Sig. Didn't he start towards the back?
He started at the very back, yep. That was great driving.
Yeah, that was a great win, Sig.
I just watching Joe keep the NSX at bay. But yeah, no, great job, Sig. That was an impressive show. Last the first challenge.
Yeah, and Joe, wow. Oh, I got the camera on him right in time to see Joe and NSX come across the line, and after they crossed the line, NSX gave Joe a really nice nudge. And there is Pete. And
wow,
Solo still has not quite got to the line just yet.
It's an incredible racing, Sig, and Joe and NSX put on a fantastic show. I thought Joe was going to win it there for quite a long time, but he's had a great finish in both races, as has NSX and Sig actually.
Yeah, it looks like all the cars are dodging us as they come through.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah. Which I'm not sure if we would. I should hope we would be ghosted.
I would have thought so.
You know, like I said though, you know, we had to make it tougher on them. Let's see, and yep, Chef has made it across the line. Shichedo coming around the last turn. Will he dodge us as well? Yep, he's going to go around us as well. And Mike HLB, come on, Mike, get around that last turn. Here he comes. He'll get across just before the race end too. Is he driving through us? Oh yeah, oh, Mike's going to hit us.
We really are there, aren't we?
We are really there. Oh yeah, oh wow, it's really glitching bad on Mike HLB's car at the moment. He is probably cussing us.
I don't think he saw us, which is why he tried to drive through, but yeah.
So weird.
That really is weird. That was very odd. But anyway, the podium was Sig who managed to get first, Guri in second, Joe in third. Then we have NSX in fourth, Pete Bibb in fifth, Solislita in sixth, ESR in seventh, ESR Chef in seventh. Sorry, I lost that then.
Yep, they got on with it a little bit faster than we could go down through there.
Yes, Cheetah was in eighth, and Michael was in ninth.
Well, Toby, I have to say that was some crazy driving we saw out of Joe Black tonight.
There was.
I have to say,
pace.
Both races he really went all out and looked like he had him just a blast.
Yeah. He really enjoyed that by the looks of it, and well, did a fantastic job. I have to admit, if we're doing driver of the day, it'd either be Sig for his last to first, or Joe for his performance in both races. Actually,
actually, there's no reason we can't name us a driver of the day. Maybe while we're sitting here talking about it, somebody in the chat will chime in and give us their opinion on who we should vote for. But I think I'm like you. I'd really like to see Joe get the driver of the day.
I think so too. I have to admit.
To be honest, I'm a little torn between Joe and our newcomer NSX Spike. Just because, like I said, I believe he is a newcomer, and it looked like he had a really good run tonight.
He did, yeah. So great introduction for him. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's a totally different series, and it works.
Oh yeah, this is just something totally different, and it meant to be a lot of fun for the drivers, and it definitely looks like it is. I know, from my point of view, it is a lot of fun for me. watching these
Yeah,
guys.
I enjoyed that. That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun to commentate on.
Yeah. And well, Toby, we will have 3 more rounds, each one on the same day. It just, I guess, week after. Well, I don't know. Anyway, next, what day is it? Tuesday? Yes. Next Tuesday,
yeah.
they will be at Bathurst and Rapuna Park. And then the following week, they'll be at Olton Park and Zolder. And then followed by Watkins Glen Short and Sugo. So, yeah, I think they did a really good job at picking some great tracks to cover with ice.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a very interesting series. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, Bathurst, I think, is going to be just as epic as the Nordschleife was.
That's in fact, I think it's going to be even more tricky with quite how close the walls are. But then, in some ways, I suppose it's effectively an entirely guided section where they can just go flat out. If you're going to look at it that way, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's right. That was the last turn of Sugo on ice. Yeah, and family, good to see you still in here watching the race. Well, if any of you guys have any opinion on who we should name driver of the day, I believe me and Toby are both thinking of giving it to Joe. But if y'all have someone else in mind, definitely. Oh, well, never mind. Fana always votes for Chef for driver of the day.
Yeah, I did see that. Yep. But no, I really do think it ought to go to Joe because he had a consistent run across both races, and I think he missed out that win in Nürburgring by a hair's breadth.
Oh, Bowie says we've got a big runoff here. Bowie says he didn't get to watch the whole race, but the newbie should get it. Good pace, good battles. Yeah, I agree. Bowie, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, NSX Spike had some really good pace. He did some good battles, and yeah, I'm just between him and Joe. I don't know.
Well, since they were both racing side by side for most of it, I suppose we could give it to both of them, can we?
We can. We had 2 races.
Yeah, actually, that's a very good point. Yeah. Yep. That's a very diplomatic way of sorting that one out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I guess that's what we'll do then. So we'll give Joe Black driver of the day, along with our what we believe is one of our new GAVRA drivers, NSX Spike.
Yeah.
There we go, Bowie. Yeah,
driver of the race.
Even better,
like
Bowie.
That.
Very nice. I like that a lot too. Driver of the race.
Yeah.
So I guess we should make Joe driver of the race for Hockenhiem, seeing as how NSX pulled off first. I don't know. I have an issue with giving. I don't always like to give driver of the day to people on the podium, but Joe definitely deserved it for his performance at Nordschleife.
Yeah. So, I mean, NSX winning, if that was his first race, I think definitely deserves driver of the race. So, I think that's a good balance there.
Yeah. Well, y'all make sure you go to the website, gavraracing.altavista.org. All the links are in the description below, along with a link to the Patreon site if you want to help contribute and support what we do. And be sure to check us out next week for, like I said, Bathurst and Rapuna Park. And Toby, I'll let you sign us out.
Yeah, a fantastic race. Thank you very much for joining us for it. Great to have your company. And we will see you next week. Thank you very much.